Tonight, President William Ruto is at a crossroads following UDA's defeat in Thursday's Olkalau by-election, despite the party investing heavily in the mini-poll, which insiders had expected would give him a head start in the region ahead of the next year's general election. Political analysts say the Olkalau by-election result has formalized the region's break with the president, even as his allies downplay the defeat, insisting he can rebuild support through his development agenda. Apollo Kamau reports on a by-election with far-reaching political ramifications.
Despite spending heavily in the Olkalau by-election, President William Ruto has been forced back to the drawing board following the defeat. His former deputy Rigathi Gachagua, whose one-year-old DCP party won the mini-poll, has termed the outcome the beginning of the end for UDA in the Mount Kenya region.
It is finished. It is over, Mr. President. For the avoidance of doubt, this by-election marks the death of UDA in this region. William Ruto knows it, and we are aware he is already scheming. He intends to introduce different colored wheelbarrows to accommodate his allies, who now know they cannot survive with the UDA in the upcoming by-election. But we are watching him. We are aware of a small wheelbarrow coming up in Murang'a. We'll announce it and shout about it when it is done.
Despite the defeat, President Ruto and his allies have downplayed the outcome, but are expected to re-strategize in a bid to reclaim support in a region that gave him nearly 50% of the vote in the 2022 general election.
Hata yule mbunge amechaguliwa jana kule Olkalau. Sasa tumechaguliwa, sasa tuende kazi. Kila kiongozi atahesabiwa kazi yake wakati ukifika.
The other millions, which constituted 47% of his winning vote, almost 50% of the winning vote came from Mount Kenya region for William Ruto, which is almost 3 point something million votes. All those totaled together are against him. So that even if you decide to hew, let's say, one of the region in Mount Kenya region and invest all his fortunes, he will not make a dent, because he cannot get the vote that Raila got in 2022. So to that extent, as far as Mount Kenya region is concerned, his goose is cooked.
The by-election has also placed Deputy President Kithure Kindiki under the spotlight, leaving him politically exposed amid growing calls from ODM and some Western Kenya leaders urging President Ruto to abandon Mount Kenya and instead choose a running mate from their region.
Uliona kura Olkalau. Jamaa wamepewa kila kitu, lakini hao jamaa hawana aibu. So mimi naambia rais wetu, if you want proper investment, kuja Western, kuja Nyanza, enda Coast, Rift Valley, Nairobi na Northeastern.
Kindiki's Mount Kenya East political backyard has also threatened to quit UDA should he be dropped as President Ruto's running mate in the 2027 polls, with Public Service CS Geoffrey Ruku calling on Embu, Tharaka Nithi and Meru counties to break away from Mount Kenya West politically and economically.
Tumekataa kuwa trera. Tumekataa kuwa trera ya Wakikuyu. Tumekataa. Tumekataa. Tunasema hivyo bila kuogopa. Tumekataa. Mount Kenya East, tumekataa kuwa trera ya watu ambao wanafikiria Kenya ni yao wakiwa hapa Mount Kenya West.
Analysts argue that the Olkalau by-election has officially entrenched Rigathi Gachagua as a leading political voice of the Mount Kenya region. Attention now turns to President Ruto and whether he can rebuild trust and regain political ground in the vote-rich region. Apollo Kamau, TV 47.